Welcome everyone to another Fun with Cars live stream. I hope you're all doing well. I see Jen's here. I see Miguel's here. I've been chatting with him in chat. I'm excited for another live stream related to car trivia. For the first few minutes, I just want to go over what's been going on in the garage. Obviously, it's been cold and snowing here like nonstop for whatever reason. I had a winter like this around here for definitely over a decade. Normally it snows, we get a lot of snow, and then we plow it out of the way, and then it all melts. Grass is green or brown, and then it happens again. But it's been frozen cold. Dale's here. Hello, Dale. So we got all our regulars here, which I'm excited about. This week I was, invited or got signed up for a YouTube boot camp, which is supposed to teach anyone that has a YouTube channel how to get better and gain some knowledge and use some tools to help make the channel grow. And obviously we've been growing right along. Last summer into the fall, we had a really big growth spurt. It kind of tapered off after about the middle of October. But the good news is this YouTube boot camp is teaching me some things that I was not aware of, and I think maybe the channel has not gained as much as we could gain because I didn't know all the ins and outs of certain things. So I'm learning that as we go. We have a few people here already. Even if it's just us, I'm fine with it. So Mexican Spec said, I just finished my frozen Mexican Coca-Cola. Now, those are good because I think they're made with real sugar. His mouth is frozen, but his fingers are ready. He thinks he's got the inside track because the vote was for American vehicles as the content for tonight. So we're going to get into that very shortly. Yeah, cane sugar is the Mexican Coca-Cola. And for those of you watching that don't know, in case you're watching this after the stream ends, Mexican Spec is on the Pacific side of Mexico, not on the Gulf of America side of Mexico. So there's that. Dale's here. Dale's out in Pennsylvania saying hello to everyone. Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong one. So Dale made it. Jennifer's here saying hello. And who else we got? Oh, there we go. There's a Lester the Saber. Awesome. Thanks for joining us. William Cash is here too. Hello, William. Where are you guys from? What state in chat where you're located? We got people that show up to these on occasion from around the world. We had it as far as New Zealand, South Africa. I don't know. You guys probably remember better than I do. Iraq, some other places in the Middle East, and somewhere in Africa. I forget, other than South Africa. But Lester's in Ohio. What part of Ohio? We love Dayton. Love Cleveland. Yeah, Dale said we had a few Persians for sure. We got Lester. William Cash, if you want to tell us, where are you from? And then we'll give it a few minutes. I was going to do kind of like a lightning round, and I got 30 questions lined up, 5 bonus questions. The bonus questions are not American cars this time. Oh, cool. He's in the Cincinnati area. So we went through Cincinnati and stopped in. They had the last of Mexican restaurant and that we really liked. They had a chain around here too. They had the best, in our opinion, queso. And the last remaining one, we took a trip out to Kentucky, and we stopped in Cincinnati on the way, and it was in an old factory that used to manufacture, I swore it was some kind of gun barrels. throughout World War I and in World War II, and the plant had shut down, obviously, and then they had, repurposed it, and the Mexican restaurant was in that building, and we actually really enjoyed that in Cincinnati, so that's cool. And we went down to Kentucky. We saw the ARC experience, which was really neat. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's pretty amazing. So we'll give it just a couple more minutes. I was going to go to 6:10. At the end of this, after we do our little competition, it's a friendly game, just having fun. You keep track of your score. We answer each question in chat, and then I close off the chat. And then if you got it right, put a check. If you didn't, that's it. Yes, there we go. I couldn't remember it. The LeBlanc building, right? Lester, that was the name of the manufacturer, and I swore they machined gun barrels. I could be wrong, and maybe there were tank barrels. It was a big industrial machine manufacturing plant, and that's where the restaurant was located in Cincinnati. So anyways, at the end of the chat, I did want to share something special that I'm excited about that kind of relates to this whole thing and kind of takes me in a little new direction, not with this channel, but it's a teaser for later on. And I'm in a competition with the YouTube boot camp that I'm in, that I signed up for. It's once you're signed up for it or got invited to or whatever, it's harder to even get into the class, I swear. But Lester mentioned that it's at the Rockwood Shopping Center now. And I think they closed the restaurant. And for the life of me, I can't remember. Don Pablo's was the name of it. And I thought that was one of the last remaining ones in the United States, and they closed that chain. Oh, Jason's here. Grease Belly Garage is here. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Hopefully it's not me that held everything up, but glad you're here. So we got Florida in the house. We got Ohio in the house, Pennsylvania, Mexico, Michigan. Did I forget anyone? I don't think I did. But we had pretty good response. And once again, I'm trying out some different things with the YouTube situation, and I'm hoping that this generates some interest. So without further ado, I got to give Jason the, 67, rub it in. It's 28 here, and I'm sick of snow. So Jen's got the same weather, I'm sure, but that they're gonna. I'm sorry if I shorten your name to Jen. I hope you're okay with that. I always say your full name, but it's almost too formal, I feel. And 80. Oh yeah, Mex is gonna rub it in too with the 80s there in Mexico. I do have to make a trip out to Mexico. We've never been, and I'd love to see it. So one of these days, maybe this year. Oh, there's somebody new too. 41 in Texas. Horchata, thank you for joining. I did see something posted, and I don't know how accurate it was, that Texas in one area was below zero or below freezing anyways. Is that true? Yeah, Don Pablo's is good. I agree. You had Don Pablo's by you too? We used to love it. Was kind of right on the main drag around here, and it was near a lot of businesses, and we used to really enjoy going there, after work, and meeting up with friends. Took the kids there when they were small, and it was good. They did turn that after Don Pablo's closed. They turned it into, there's another chain restaurant in Erie, Pennsylvania, that the name escapes me right now, but it was automotive themed. They had cars on lifts, and it was kind of neat, but wasn't as good as Don Pablo's. All right, so you're good with that. That's cool. So, Horchata, I hope I'm saying your name right. So we're gonna start here. We got a small group, which would be even more fun. The rules to the Quaker Steak and Lube. Thank you. That is absolutely correct. Quaker Steak and Lube. They moved one into Buffalo, but they're a chicken wing restaurant, and I got to tell you that in order to compete in Buffalo for chicken wings, you kind of got to be really good. And we did have their wings, and as a rule, it's it's not a good idea to order pizza and wings outside of Buffalo. I'm sorry. It's just my first job was at a pizzeria. My daughter's first job was at a pizzeria. There's pizzerias everywhere, and the pizza is very good. So there's that. So, all right. Oh, so there's one 15 miles away. Are you guys ready? You guys ready to get started? So we're going to do 30 questions on American cars. It's on your honor. You keep track. If we get to 30 and you say you have 35 questions answered correctly, well, it's on you, but winner gets bragging rights, and I'm going to make a post and post it on the page for everyone to see. We just hit another couple of milestones. We got to 3.9 million views for the channel, and we got to 5,400 subscribers. Once again, for any of you out there that is not subscribed, please subscribe. And also, some of our guests have big channels. And so, for example, Jason with Grease Belly Garage, his channel, I think he just crested 5,000 subs. That would be nice if you would subscribe to Jason's channel. And obviously, Mexican Spec, he is a long time, I don't know, it's been years, I think we've known each other in chats. Anyways, Miguel's got a channel too. I'm trying to look for something so I could post. Oh, okay, that's an older post. It's not relevant to what I'm saying now, but Mexican Specs channel, he imports vehicles from Mexico into the United States for purchase. And what's unique about the vehicles, a lot of the vehicles in Mexico are spec'd differently, hence the name of his channel. And when you find a vehicle from the early 80s, let's say like a Ford LTD or something, it in Mexico has a V8 and a manual transmission and some other options you'll never see in the United States, or were never offered here. And all those vehicles that he gets are completely rust-free, which, at least in my neck of the woods and some of your neck of the woods, we don't see rust-free vehicles. Like, you get a car around here 5 to 10 years old and it's already got rust on it. I think most of you have that experience where the cars that Mex finds are pretty much clean, rust-free, excellent examples of vehicles. Yeah, grease. And so Jason says, what rust? You do get some. I have seen Florida cars that are near the ocean, near the salt water, get rust. So they're not completely rust-free all the time. My sister-in-law's brother owns used car lots in the Pensacola area, and we used to bring family cars back from Florida, when somebody needed a vehicle, because you could get a really good deal on a solid car that lasts you for years, similar to the van that Jason's working on now. That thing is super clean, and I was impressed with how you were making different repairs to make the vehicle nicer. So I did want to mention that. So, all right, without further ado, are you guys ready to get started? Comment down below if you're ready. Anyone ready to start this? I'm going to put up the slide. Oh, and there's 5 bonus questions. 5 bonus questions for I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? So I'm going to remove that. Am I back on here or no? So let's do this. Can you guys hear me? Okay, I'm back. All right. So I can't remove myself from the stage. That takes away my voice. So I'm sorry. The vertical live stream is what I'm in class for with YouTube University. So let's go back here. So you can see that okay, and you can hear me. So hopefully we can do this. Sorry for the little hiccup. So here comes the first question. Get on your keyboards for the A, B, C, or D, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we go. What was the first mass-produced car in the United States? Was it the A, Chevrolet Suburban, B, Ford Model T, C, the Dodge Brothers Touring, D, the Packard Twin Six? Get your answers in. I'm going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Everyone's got, so far, everyone's guessed B. Give it a few more seconds. 9, 10. I'm going to reveal the answer. B, Ford Model T. We started off with the easy ones for everyone. So everyone that's in chat, that's playing so far, has got it right. So mark yourselves all for 1. Ready for the second question. Here we go. Which company introduced the first automatic transmission? Was it A, Ford, B, Chrysler, C, General Motors, or D, Studebaker? I had to think about this one a little bit. So counting from 10 backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get your questions in, answers in. All right. Everyone's playing. And the correct answer is C, General Motors. I was not sure about that one. So we got a few people got it right. A few good guesses because honestly, I wasn't 100% sure with that. There's some weird ones in here that when I was reviewing what my team built, I wasn't exactly sure of how well I was going to do. So I was stumped by a few. So, all right. So who's got 2 so far? Jen got it right. Uh-oh. Miguel, you're in trouble. Here we go. What was the first American car to feature a V8 engine? Actually, I just saw one posted in a live stream that I watched. Was it the Ford Model 18? Was it B, the Chevrolet Impala, C, the Dodge Charger, or D, the Cadillac Eldorado? So this is number 3. I actually, Mex, I'm not sure. Good question. Mex asked, what is a Ford 18? I don't know. Maybe we'll look that up at the end, but that is a good question. So we're going to get 3 more seconds. It could be. It could be, but get your guesses in. And the answer is A, the Ford Model 18. I don't know. Maybe was that the Ford Model T? I've actually never heard of a Ford Model 18, but Ford. So the question, first V8 engine, was the engine considered a Model 18? Flathead, Ford Flathead V8, that was kind of the standard for a lot of times. Oh, there's a new name. Jendo, thanks for joining. His guess was Cadillac. I thought in my mind also. I thought it would be one of the more luxury cars for a V8 back then, but all right. And Dale says 18 might have been a 32. Yeah, we're going to look that up after. No guarantees that my team didn't mistype one of the slides. So, all right, we're going on to which American car company introduced the first electric starter? Was it A, Ford, B, Cadillac, C, Buick, D, Oldsmobile? So I was thinking the thing that comes to mind, the first thing I thought may have been an answer was Chrysler, just because I always think of a gear reduction starter in a Chrysler and how weird they sounded. But I think everyone's got their answer in. So far, we're going. It looks like a consensus on B, and Jen's going with C. The correct answer is B, Cadillac. So I did not actually know the answer to that. And I wonder what model and what year the electric starter was produced. I was going to look that up because it's kind of interesting. All right, so keep track of your scores. We're moving on to the next question. What was the first American car with the seat belts as standard? This surprised me. What was the first American car with the seat belts as standard? A, the Chevrolet Corvette. B, the Ford Mustang. C, the Nash Rambler. D, the Pontiac GTO. Oh, and Davidson's All Natural Jim mentioned Cadillac, but they stole the tech from somebody else. I think we're referring to the starter, and that could be accurate. I don't know. So Miguel says C, Dale says C, Shada says A, Jennifer says D. We're missing a few. Dave and Jim says C. Anyone else? We'll go 3 seconds to answer. 3, 2, 1. And the correct answer is the Nash Rambler. Now, I did find that the intake valves on the AMC, I call it it's actually a Rambler American. It has Nash on the intake valves. Obviously, AMC was a conglomerate of those companies, and that was something that the intake valves were Eaton, and the exhaust valves were Eaton, and the intake valves say Nash on them. So kind of interesting. Okay, which automaker introduced the first muscle car? Was it A, Ford, B, Dodge, C, Pontiac, or D, Chevrolet? Jason says C. Dale says C. Davidson said, just random thought. Maybe a Netflix document. Oh yeah, it could be. You were back on that. All right. Max is guessing C, but he's arguing about that. Davidson, did you 625? I think we're missing Davidson's answer for this one, unless it's up at the top there. But the correct answer is C, Pontiac, the GTO. Okay, now Max, you're saying because the Max Wedge car came before the GTO, you consider that muscle car. I don't remember this debate, but I think you got a little more knowledge of that era of vehicle than I do. So I can't say that I've ever seen a Max Wedge engine. So, all right, moving on. Here we go. Which car featured the first ever production turbocharged engine in the United States? These are not Mexican spec cars. So, Max, you can't guess at what and debate what was first. But A, the Chevrolet Corvair Monza, B, the Ford Thunderbird, C, the Dodge Charger, or D, the AMC Javelin. All right, we got some early answers. Jason's going with A. Dale's going with A. We need Jen Davidson's and some other answers in here that we haven't seen before. Miguel's going A, but not really. And Davidson's All Natural Gyms going. Google says that the old Rocket 88 is the first muscle car. So Jason's going with B. So everyone got their answer in. We're going to go and reveal. Maybe we'll learn. Chevrolet Corvair Monza. I never owned one. I've only seen a handful in my years. Around here, they rot out pretty heavy. Jason said the Thunderbird and the Corvair Monza. All right. Let's go to the next one. What was the first American car produced with air conditioning? Now, this one, Miguel said the other GM car came out before the Corvair. But first American car with air conditioning was A, the Packard, B, the Cadillac, C, the Ford, or D, the Chevrolet. Which one do you think? And this is an honor system, so you got to keep track of how many you got right. You could lie to me and tell me you got 31 out of 30 right, but it's on you if I post it and everyone else says otherwise. We do have the chat for history, but we're just playing for fun. I did not know the answer to this one. Hey, Mike, thanks for joining us. Mike Jagger says B. Or Jaeger. I don't know if you pronounce the J like Europeans. And Mike, if you don't mind telling us, where are you located? David says he's got 53 right. Oh, there we go. Riviette, right? Oops. Hello. Hello, idiot rat. So Lillian, who is normally here with us, did text me just before the stream. We were texting back and forth over the last few days because we were sharing some information, and I talked to her the other night. She's got some cold. I don't know if I can even review it, but she's just been not feeling that good. So she apologized that she was not able to make it. Oh, it's Dawson. Cool. There's another Ohioan. Is that even a word? Ohio. Dawson's from Ohio, by Dayton, which is my all-time favorite place in Ohio. So, all right. So you got our answers in for the first American car with air conditioning. The answer actually surprised me a little bit. Packard. Packard is the answer to that question. It was the first car with AC. I did own one Packard, a 1950 Packard. I don't think I have it posted on my channel now. My old channel I did. Maybe I'll dig that footage out. It had a straight 8 with a manual 3 on the tree. It was from an estate. Guy passed and it hadn't run for ever. And so Miguel says you have to remember the big three did not innovate until they had to. This is true. That's why I think Nash Rambler, they had a lot of innovations. The glass in the 59 Rambler that I have is safety glass. I thought somebody replaced all the glass. It looks brand new. So in typical cars of that vintage, and it's unibody construction, which is also Nash Rambler, or Nash, I think, was the first one with unibody, which is interesting. But the safety glass in the car, when they make that versus normally in those days they had plate glass with like a layer of plastic in between, and the plastic would like fog up and all the glass would be foggy. The 59 Rambler, as far as I can tell, it's all original glass and it's not fogged. There's some scratches and stuff just from years, but it's not all like opaque and stuff like I would expect. Anyways, I'm talking too much. Let's get on with our questions. Which car introduced the first power steering system? This I did not know the answer to either. A, Buick Roadmaster, B, Chrysler Imperial, C, the Ford Galaxy, or D, the Chevrolet Bel Air? Which one is the first power steering system? '49 Packard had hydraulic windows. Interesting. The 50 Packard I had, I thought that had crank windows, but it was a standard 8. It was a lower model one, the lower displacement inline 8. So, oops, I'm going to take that off. Got. Oh, and Davidson's All Natural Gym is, we were in our YouTube class together, and I thank him for coming in. Idiot Rat says B. All right, I think everyone's got their answers in. We got B, Chrysler Imperial. That is the correct answer. Hopefully, we're not Googling the answers. Maybe I should cut them off as. All right, let's get on to the next one. What is the first American-made hybrid vehicle? It's the Chevy Volt, the Ford Escape Hybrid, the Tesla Model S, or the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. Jason's going with A. I don't know if these answers are from the previous one. I should be typing in chat when the question ends so I can keep track of that. Dale's going with A. Gal's going with B. Jen's going with A. Well, we'll find out who is correct. B, the Ford Escape Hybrid. Now, I did work at Ford about 2 years ago, and let's just say they're not. What was C? Yeah, Tesla Model S. Hey, what if did you see Ice-T, the Tesla that they LS swapped? I had a meme that I saw the other day. They showed the engine of a locomotive coming out, and it's really big, and somebody put, "Oh, we're just LS swapping the locomotive," which I kind of found humorous. Yeah, there's a lot of Escape hybrids. It's a mild hybrid, though. I don't think the battery is very big. Yeah. Miguel says he's got 10 after 9. All right, here we go. Moving on. Which American car was the first to feature an analog braking system, ABS? A, the Chevrolet Corvette. B, the Lincoln Continental. C, the Chrysler Imperial. Or D, the Dodge Charger? I love this. I got to put David's up. Ooh, pretty strong on the B. Everyone's guessing B. I was going to say Saturn S Series. Kidding. But the Rambler American was the lowest cost, list price vehicle in 1959, and it was made to fight imports and I would say it's the Saturn of its day. So everyone went with B except Mex, and we are C, Chrysler Imperial. Wow, that's a strong one. Actually, I did not know the answer to that question. My team has been working nonstop for this, and by team, ChatGTP came up with the questions and answers for me. So, just like my poll for the which, if we're going to do American cars, European cars, or anything, all AI. All right, here we go. Next question. Which company developed the first American electric car? Ford. B, Studebaker. C, Baker Electric. D, Chevrolet. I should have changed this and put Tesla in there just to make it a little more interesting. John said A. Jason says C. Dale says C. Tell you a little something here. We got a couple more to answer, or a couple more people to answer. Davidson's got C. Who are we missing? I feel like we're missing something. Idiot, right? Where's Dawson? Dawson didn't answer yet. Jen said A. Dawson says C. All right, here we go. Correct answer, C, the Baker Electric. That is correct. I don't think Henry Ford messed with batteries either. Yes, Jay Leno has one. And you know what else he had is a Doble steam-powered car, which I think is cool. Yeah, I know. Electric gave it away. That's why I should have changed it and put Tesla in there just to throw people off. I just was seeing my pictures from the first Tesla that I drove in was in Southern California when I was there on the Isuzu's dime for a competition, and it was really impressive. We were driving through Orange, California, which is a town. It's beautiful. You can see the Pacific Ocean from there. We went to this really nice restaurant. We were going back to the hotel with the CEO of Isuzu Commercial Trucks, by the way, and his Tesla back then. That was coming up on 8 years ago. And the light turned yellow, so he wanted to make the light. There's 4 of us in the vehicle. We were doing like 35, 40, and he booted it so we wouldn't get caught at a red light. And it put you back in the seat at 40 miles an hour. And I had never driven in anything with 4 people in it that could do that. It was pretty wild. So, all right, on to the next one. What was the first car with a built-in infotainment system? Was it A, the Oldsmobile Toronado, B, the Cadillac Seville, C, the Buick Riata, or D, the Ford Thunderbird? You got to think tech. First car with built-in infotainment system. And it's pretty early on. Everyone's going with C, looks like. John is going with C. Ayrton, I think we got all the answers here. Correct answer is C, Buick Riata. I think I saw a couple of those back in the day when I started at the Oldsmobile dealership, and we had a couple of those weird cars come through, talking late 90s. So I don't know when the Buick Riata came out. I want to think that was mid 80s. Yeah. Miguel said he remembers that crappy system. I don't know what the years were that started. Which automaker introduced the first keyless entry system? Was it A, Chrysler, B, Cadillac, C, Ford, or D, Chevrolet? Oh, we're going with Ford. Ford's a strong showing. Or John said D. Who are we missing? Dave's going with C. Oh, all right. We'll give it a few more seconds. A-Rat said that he moved. So Dawson said he moved. Where'd you move to, Dawson? The correct answer is C, Ford. And thinking about this, I think, Max, I think they consider a remote keyless entry the number pad on the side of Fords like they still make. Those things are, oh, here's a hot tip. You're going to get some tech info right now. If you have a Ford or buy a used Ford and you don't know the keypad number, if you find the body control module, right on the side of it is the code. They're usually behind like the B-pillar trim. You pull the trim off, you can look at that, and it gives you the code right there. So I don't know if that's inside information, but that I'm sure you can find it all over the internet these days. But that is the way to find the remote code if you don't have it. Yeah, it was a pad, but they consider that remote keyless entry because you're not using a key to get in the car. I think that's what they say. So yeah, you might be right about that. Sticker in the trunk. In certain years, I think they did that. The modern ones, they don't. So I think they went away from that because of maybe thefts. I don't know. All right. Which vehicle was the first SUV ever made? Ever made? Now, Miguel, you might have the inside track on this. Is it A, the Ford Bronco, B, the Chevy Suburban, C, the Jeep Wagoneer, or D, the International Harvester Scout? And in the meantime, while you guys are, so you moved to Savannah, Georgia. Nice. How is it in Savannah compared to Dayton? And was it a family move, Dawson, or was it you decided to move there? You're going to school? I don't know the answer to that. You don't have to answer if you don't want, but number 15 coming up. All right, we got a spread shot of answers for this one. The correct answer for which was the first SUV made ever was the Chevrolet Suburban. Davis is all natural. Jim said he had a Harvester Scout with a diesel. Wow, that's pretty. I think those things are worth money nowadays. Of course, a lot of things like that are worth money that we never thought of before, but I think that's a pretty rare vehicle. Oh, cool. You moved to college. And you're welcome to put what college you moved into. Hopefully are you taking up space there? Oh, I said that wrong. That's a dad joke. Anyways. Dale said he had a friend with a diesel with a 4-speed. Cool. All right, next. Which car was the first to feature crumple zones? So think of, I don't want to give any information, but I remember when they first started talking about crumple zones and, absorbing the forces of impact. And so is it A, the Chevy Impala, B, the Ford Fairlane, C, the Chrysler Imperial, or D, the Dodge Dart? First to have crumple zones. All right. And Dawson said it's fall weather here. It's beautiful in Georgia. We just drove through there on our way to Florida in the August. It was really nice. Dale saying B. Miguel saying D. Dawson says B. Ben says A. Chada said B. The answer is C, the Chrysler Imperial. Ooh, that. I like that. So when I went to college a few years ago, my goal was to be the first one. So I'd listen to the radio every morning on the way to school or whatever, and I'd pick up on these different things. They would talk about SAT scores and everything else. And I picked up usually the first answer that comes to your mind in a multiple choice question is the right one. So I go with the first one, and the only time I would change it is if later in the test, the question gave you the answer to the previous one that you weren't sure of. So, oh, Dawson's got to go. Thanks for joining us. And anyways, that's how I got through college. First one that I would be one of the first ones to finish the test, and that got me through, and it was a strategy that I used. So, all right, what was the first American car to have a production supercharger? Is it A, the Dodge Hellcat, B, the Cord 810, C, the Chevrolet Corvette ZR1, or D, the Ford Thunderbird? Miguel's upset that he got 2 wrong in a row. Oh, I clicked when Dale gets B, Max gets B, Shadow said B, Dave's going with C. He's on a roll with answering. Missing one. Well, I know Dawson left us. Jen says C. Oh, all right. I think that's it. So the correct answer is B, the Cord 810. The Cord 810. Never seen one. I've heard of a Cord. Not a Honda Accord, but I heard of a Cord vehicle. I'm talking 20s, 30s. I would think like guys like Jay Leno or that collect that old stuff like Bearcats and things that are like worth a ton of. Miguel's proud of himself. Yeah, they're cool looking. They kind of, I don't know, they look kind of like a coffin to me. I don't know, but did not know that. Had a supercharger back then. Which car was the first to feature a touchscreen control panel? I think you guys will all get this right. A, the Ford Taurus. B, the Cadillac Alante. C, the Buick Riviera. D, the Chrysler LeBaron. Next is going with C. Yeah, David said a cord of firewood. We're talking his link. It says right. He's got a sawmill, and his channel's got a bunch of content related to that. Interesting stuff. And all right, so we got John Davidson. I think we get all our answers in. So which one of those is the first with a touchscreen control panel? A, B, C, or D? Correct answer is C, Buick Riviera. So if you guess C, good job. Oh, yeah. Michael Knight's Trans Am. I like that. Don't die. Thanks for joining us. And please don't die on us. Please don't die on us. Too much paperwork involved, especially if it's during a live stream. Oh, Miguel said he had one he bought at auction. Garbage. Oh, he might know them. They check out Lumber Capital Log Yard. They live near me. Now there's more content related to sawmills. So next, which company introduced the first retractable hardtop in America? Which company introduced the first retractable hardtop in America? Is it A, Ford, B, Chevrolet, C, Chrysler, D, Cadillac? Definitely got to check them out then. They're girls. Girls with a I don't know. That doesn't maybe sound right. Girls with a sawmill, sawing wood. Anyways, um, Chada said A. Miguel, you can answer whenever you want. But I'm closing it off. You don't get your answer in now, it's not going to count. All right. Correct answer is A, Ford. Now, what's the name of it? Now, even I know this, and it's way beyond before my generation. What is the name of the first retractable hardtop car? It's a Ford. Yes, that's true. Does anyone know the name of that Ford? Comment in the comment section if you know the name of the Ford that was the first retractable hardtop. Skyline, not in the United States. Well, you're missing a letter there. I thought it was the Ford Starliner. Skyliner? I don't know. Threw me off with that answer. Anyways, what was the first American car to have LED headlights? Was it A, the Tesla Model S? Yeah, Starliner. First LED headlights, A, the Tesla Model S, B, the Chevrolet Corvette, C, the Ford Mustang, or D, the Chrysler 300. Oh, that's not being a good sport. Miguel says his answer is who cares? Jen says D. Miguel says B. David says a D. We're missing. Oh, don't. We're missing some answers here. Get them in. David said, oh, the triple L rustic design. Yeah. So the correct answer is A, the Tesla Model S. First car with LED headlights. So that's the first car with LED headlights. I think, and I thought of this first, was the HID, which is high intensity discharge. And that's essentially a bulb containing two electrodes, and it has a continuous electrical static like charge, kind of like Jacob's ladder kind of thing, where it's jumping an arc the entire time, which is interesting. And it's the gas, the xenon gas, I think, that creates that, because they did have like an arc type bulb way back when. That should be good trivia for the next time, like different type of bulbs and when they were invented. Which of the first American vehicles had a backup camera? Is it the Chrysler minivan? B, the Buick Riata? C, the Ford Explorer, not Explorer. D, the Chevrolet Tahoe. Which one? Dale's going with D. Chad is going with A. Jen's going with A. David's going with C. Miguel's saying anything but the Riata. All right, here it is. You ready? It is the Riata. I don't know why you said accepts, but you definitely got that one wrong. So you can't count that as a win. Which car introduced the first factory installed GPS navigation system? Something else I did not know. Is it A, the Ford Taurus, B, the Cadillac Seville, C, the Dodge Viper, or D, the Chevrolet Camaro, or Camaro, depending on how you pronounce it? By the way, I found this strawberry flavored seltzer water at Aldi's, and it actually is pretty good. All right. This is B. Max says A. Jen A. Jen A. And the correct answer, Davidson, are you in on this answer? We're going to go with the next one. B. Did anyone guess B? Dale did. Cadillac Seville. That may have been early 2000. I kind of remember the Seville chassis. I had an old Aurora, and there were Sevilles that were similar. Maybe, I don't know, similar in size with the North Star engine. It may have been the first one. So, which of the first American cars feature adaptive cruise control? I think my wife's car's got adaptive cruise control, and that's kind of a nice feature when you set the cruise. If you're on a highway and then somebody dips in ahead of you or slows down gently, you don't have to constantly hit, start, stop, or accel, decel. So is A, the Lincoln Town Car, B, the Ford Mustang, C, the Cadillac Escalade, or D, the Dodge Charger? Going bit. Wow, this may be unanimous. Going with C. All right, Davis. All right, take care. If I don't see you, he's got to go. Customer's there. The answer is A, Lincoln Town Car. I did not see an A in any of those. So that one was a stumper. Then moving on to which car introduced. Oh, we just talked about. Oh, no, we didn't. I said HID, not HUD. Which car introduced the first heads-up display? So we're talking about the heads-up display that you can reflect off the windshield. I actually got I have an HUD that you can buy them off eBay really cheap, and it actually saved me on my son's Infiniti. Essentially, it's an QX56, which is the same as an Armada. It was a trade-in at the one dealership I worked at, and it was clean. I had that HUD and set it up in his car when the speedometer acted up, and it was nice because I could tell by GPS how fast we're going with it. A, Chevrolet Corvette, B, Ford GT, C, Chrysler 300, or a Cadillac DeVille, first car with HUD, which was first, I think, invented for fighter aircraft. Which one? I don't remember, but I want a heads-up display. That would be something somebody should look up. Don't Die says D. Yeah, Dale's got HUD in his car now. It's okay. It's a nice feature to have. So we're going to get the answer to that question. It is the Chevrolet Corvette. Dale said F-16 thinks is the first. I think you're right, too. I didn't know if it was the F-4 or F-16 with the first fighter airplane with HUD. And I think that's where that tech came from. It's not really that complicated when you think of it. It's just an LCD display at an angle where you have a flat piece of glass and it displays on that glass. So you're looking through the glass and that display is reflecting a light image off of it. It's kind of really simple when you think about it, but that's where it was. Which American automaker produced the first hydrogen fuel cell vehicle? And there's some local, I think there's some local stuff related to this in the Western New York region. Is it A, General Motors, B, Ford, C, Chrysler, D, Tesla? First, hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. Oh, Jen, you live by an airport? Jen said they used to have an F-16 fly near there. Dale says B. Jen says D. Ah, okay. John says C. Dale. Okay. We all got your answers in. Dale, you picked one. B. Answer is General Motors. This is something that's local. Toyota and General Motors, this is 25 years ago, roughly, had an office or building or whatever where they were studying this in Honey Eye Falls, New York, which is near Rochester, think like Kodak area. So that's where Toyota and General Motors worked on a hydrogen cell vehicle together. They were sharing tech and their engineers were working together. And I think funny, Toyota is reverting back to hydrogen rather than going all electric. And Jen says very close to the Selfridge Air National Guard. Cool. I assume that's a fighter squadron that they had, and then maybe they changed the squadron now. Because my dad was in the 107th in Niagara Falls, and they were a fighter squadron then, and my buddy was in it, and they were an air refueling wing, and now they're a drone squadron. And the drones fly out of Syracuse, but they control them out of Niagara Falls. Don't ask me. But all right, slide 53. Which one of the first American car with a fully digital instrument cluster? Bill said he was rather have hydrogen than electric. I'd like to drive one and see what it's like. I got A10s now. Cool. The Warthog. Those are bad. All right. Shada says C. Ford Thunderbird. Gal says A. Dale says B. And we lost a few players here, so we don't have to wait as long. But if you're at home and you're guessing, throw your answer out there. Jen says C. First American car with a fully digital instrument cluster. All right, here's the answer. B, the Buick Riata. That's Miguel's favorite automobile. I had one of my first cars that I was able to fix and flip way back in the day when I was working at a general repair shop. The owner took it in for $50 because the car was towed in, didn't run, didn't start, and the owner didn't want to spend any money on it because when he said how much it was to get in the shop and diagnose it, they're like, nah, I'm just going to get rid of the vehicle. It's like, how much you want for it? But back in the day, it was $50. So I paid $50 for my first car that was flipped. It was fuel injection in the day when fuel injection was kind of new, and he was kind of an old school dude. So I think that may have been, a factor in him not wanting anything to do with the car. So I bought the car for $50, and it ended up being a broken fuel line that caused the fuel pump to run, and it blew the fuse. When I started doing tests on it, found a blown fuse, put the fuse in, it poured gasoline all over my parents' driveway, and then I fixed the fuel line, put the fuse in it. The car ran and drove beautifully. It did have a really fancy electronic dash and everything, and somebody bought it. They needed a cheap car for their kid, and that's what they did. All right, which American car first introduced the active suspension? I learned this. I would say this was around the late 90s, early 2000s. I remember when this came out, and I worked at a GM store at the time, Oldsmobile, and we got the tech info on what that was all about. So A, the Chevy Corvette, B, the Cadillac Eldorado, C, the Ford Mustang, D, the Chrysler 300. Jason says the ZR1. Jen says the Eldorado. Gail says the Eldorado. Don't Die said the Corvette. And the answer is B, the Eldorado. Chrysler 300 is never the right answer. The Eldorado. I remember when this tech came out for the variable suspension. And basically what they did, they took the fluid and they added metallic particles to it, whether it be iron on some form or whatever the case was. But in the fluid, it contained metal. And to change the viscosity of the fluid for the active suspension, they had 2 electrodes in the fluid that would apply voltage to the fluid, which would change the viscosity of it to give it a sport feel or a soft ride. It changed the viscosity of the dampening fluid for the shocks. So I thought it was kind of neat back then. All right. Which American vehicle had the first push-button transmission? I remember my brother's friend having one of these cars way back when. And I don't remember if my buddy ever had one. He had an old car that was of the right brand, but I don't remember it having a push-button. That was old tech. Dale says B. Miguel says B. Don't Die says D. Jason says B. Jen says D. Oh, well, that's cheating. Chada says B. And Miguel said he's got one now. And if you know the list of cars that he's got, you would know that B, it's the Chrysler Imperial, which I've never owned, never had one. Don't see too many of them left, at least of the vintage of the late 60s, early 70s, because around here and maybe across the country, they were used primarily at the end of their life as demolition derby cars because they were pretty undefeatable. They were built like tanks. They had like an X frame and a regular frame or whatever, but the car was pretty much indestructible, and they outlawed them eventually. And good thing is because I'm not a big fan of demo derbies. I did one once with my buddy, but I felt like, it was destroying cars, and I don't like doing that. All right. What was the first American electric car with over 300 miles of range? First American electric car with over 300 miles of range. Was it A, the Ford Mach-E, B, the Tesla Model S, C, the Chevrolet Bolt, or D, the Rivian R1T? Dale's going with the Bolt. Chad's going with the Bolt. Miguel's going with the Model S. Jed's going with the Model S. And we're missing Don't Die didn't answer yet. If you want to get your answer in, I'll give it a few more seconds. We're coming up on the end of our quiz. Don't Die says B, the Model S. All right. Correct answer to the question is B, the Model S. So if you guess B, you are correct. Yeah. Well, definitely here in Western New York in 15-degree weather like we've had, definitely a lie for the range. So, which car introduced the first driver assist autopilot system in the United States? Ooh, good question. Is it A, the Cadillac Super Cruise? Is it B, the Tesla Model S? C, the Ford Copilot 360, or D, the Chevrolet Bolt? Which one is it? Dale's going with C. Chad is going with B. Jason's going with B. Max is going with A. Don't Die's going with B. Jen's going with C, and probably the Bolt. B, the Tesla Model S. That is the correct answer. There shouldn't be too many questions left. Oh, yeah, thanks for playing. But we got the bonus round. I said that we're gonna do the bonus round. 5 questions. Supercars. European supercars added to the stage. Trivia questions. 5 questions. Let's see if you know your supercar trivia. 5 multiple choice questions. Which European supercar was the first to feature a carbon fiber monocoque chassis? Why that word bothers me, I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the Europeans that pronounce that. Hopefully there's nobody from Europe here right now because it's late in Europe. But A, the Ferrari F40, B, the Porsche 959, C, the McLaren F1, or D, the Lamborghini Diablo. Which one is the first one with carbon fiber? I had my first experiences with carbon fiber a few weeks ago. I've been posting it on channel for my Lamborghini inspired supercar. If you guys been following it, you probably wonder why I'm doing that car, but I don't know. That's my fun project, and I think maybe we can get that on the road this year. Maybe. We'll see. But the correct answer is C, the McLaren F1. McLaren F1. I didn't drive it. I did get to inspect a McLaren. One of the customers when I was at the Porsche store, he had a Lamborghini Huracan, which I did drive and got stuck in the middle of the parking lot. That was kind of a funny story because there was an R for reverse, and I put it in reverse and backed up, and then I couldn't put it in drive because there was no D for drive because it had paddle shifters, and it took me like a minute and a half of the car sitting in reverse with my foot on the brake, stuffed in this Lamborghini, trying to drive it into the shop to inspect it. But anyways, side note, what was the first production car to have scissor doors? This is a yeah, R for race. What's the first production car to have scissor doors? As you can see from my Fun with Cars logo, my Lambo project's got scissor doors, which I think I just gave away the answer. Jen's going with A. Miguel's going with B. Don't Die's going with A. So, Gal, you're the odd. So, Testarossa, I can just see those fins in the side. There was a guy that I followed on YouTube a while back. He's like camera guy or whatever. He's like a Miguel, change your mind. Yeah, it is the Lamborghini Countach. I'm like, well, my Lambo's got scissor doors. I bought the kit off eBay cheap. It was on like clearance or whatever. But yeah, they're kind of a pain. In fact, one of the doors, the strut went bad. So I'll swing out. Yeah, the Testarossa has the fins that were like, I don't know, like cooling fins on an old amplifier is what it reminds me of on the side. But there's a body kit that you can take a Pontiac of the 80s and turn it into a Ferrari Testarossa. And this one guy, the camera guy or whatever he was like a Hollywood kind of camera guy. He bought one of those cars and he had it on his channel, and kind of neat. rather than the real thing, because I think a real Testarossa probably $200,000 to $300,000 used, I would imagine. And the more that I was at, go to Cars and Coffee and all the other stuff, you look at the supercars, nobody drives them like race cars. I can tell you that right off the bat. If you watch any supercar stuff on YouTube, especially like from Dubai with, anyways, the rich kids of Dubai, the big thing is, oh, they're revving. That was what they were all excited about. Yes, the Ferrari, that's true. That was another car that they used to make that. All right, which supercar introduced the first dual clutch transmission, the DCT, in a production model? Was it A, the Bugatti Veyron, B, the Ferrari 360 Modena? I don't even know what that is. C, the Audi R8, or Porsche 962? So this is a weird thing about the Porsche where they say 962, 958, or 9 whatever. Those are all Porsche 911 models, and they have a sub model that they use for production series. Like, let's say you had a Suburban, and a Suburban production went from like 98 to 07, and then it's a different body style from 08 to 13. Well, they have a production model number. So like I think of like 98 to 07 GMT 400 or whatever GM called it. Well, I don't know, in the Porsche circles, oh, he's got a 959. I'm like, 959? It's an actual 911, but certain model years. Anyways. So, correct answer. B, the Ferrari 360 Modena. Same people that think they are smart saying they had Gen 3, whatever, as a C3 Corvette. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the guy that I work with that was with Porsche forever. It used to bother him when the young kids would refer to the thing as a whatever that model number is rather than it's a 911. What was the first supercar to break the 250 mile per hour speed barrier? 250 miles an hour. Which production car, it's a supercar now, broke 250 mile an hour speed barrier? Speed barrier meaning went faster than 250 miles an hour out of the box. All right, we got some early answers. Okay, shout out. I did not know that. Modena's a city in Italy. So far, B is the popular answer. Who didn't answer yet? Is Don't Die still playing? I didn't see his last couple answers. Oh, yeah. Koenigsegg. It's a Swedish brand supercar, I believe. Oh, Jason's back. He's going with Bugatti, too. All right, here we go. Here's the answer. Bugatti Veyron. That is the one that broke 250 miles an hour out of the box. Which European supercar was the first to feature active aerodynamics? I did not know the answer to this, too. First to feature active aerodynamics. So, it's able to move spoilers and stuff as they go. A, Porsche 911 Turbo. B, Ferrari LaFerrari. C, the Bugatti EB 110. Or the McLaren P1. Never got to see a LaFerrari. We did have a bunch of Ferraris come in when I was at Porsche that came in for inspections and whatnot, and I don't know. I preferred the Lambo look rather than Ferrari, but I got to drive a Ferrari, but it was only a California, and that's like a same as like driving a Porsche Boxster and saying you drove a Porsche. It's really, cool, but because it's got the Ferrari badge, but other than that, wasn't really super exciting. And they're not really all that much money to buy one. All right, so the answer is the Bugatti EB110. Yep. Who got C? Anyone? Miguel? Oh, Dale did too. All right, well, that was the bonus round. So add up your scores so I can see who I'm posting as the winner again. Miguel is, I don't know, it's not going to be American cars next time. Just say that. So taking this down, it's back to me to look at my face and my lack of hair. So I did say stick around to the very end. That's all right, Jason. Mine would have stuck too. I didn't know a lot of that stuff, and I specifically use AI to make these up because I give it a general topic, give it how many questions and answers I get, and all right. Chevy Astrovan. Oh man, do I have stories about them, Jason? I remember this ties into the next segment. I said everyone to stick around. I got some, I think, exciting news, at least for me, kind of related to the channel. But my buddy and I, who we've been friends since high school, we worked at the same general repair shop when we were like, I don't know, 20 years old, maybe 19. He had a cylinder head gasket job on an Astrovan or whatever the GMC model. It doesn't, Safari van, didn't matter. It was a 4.3 in a van, had to do head gaskets. He took it apart, was waiting on the gaskets, and him and the boss got in a fight and he quit. And the boss is like, Greg's no longer here. I need you to put this engine back together. Well, my buddy Greg had literally 3 bays worth of parts, and I didn't take it apart. So, and I was familiar with small blocks, but which it's similar, but it's different, and it's in a van, and they're kind of a pain to work on. And I had to put this van together again with 3 bays worth of parts as a jigsaw puzzle. It was kind of fun. So at any rate, that's it. So I'm going to go into what the exciting project is. So my friend Greg owns Time Machines Motorsports out about 30 miles from me, and they specialize in Caterham vehicles. So they actually build vehicles. Caterham is out of England. I should have had the list of the history of the company. I thought they had something to do with Lotus, or the guy that designed Caterham was one of the original designers of Lotus, but whatever it is, they are specialty vehicles that are essentially like street race cars. And because they build them, I don't know, can you see me scrolling through the page? Because I changing up some of the pictures here. And how this ties in, these Caterhams that he builds from, essentially they come from England in some type of shipping container, and then they have to mate whatever the customer wanted for engine power, because they do get a VIN number, but there's a whole bunch of rules and stuff how they come. He puts them together and sells them and delivers them out across this northeast part of the United States. But make a long story short, Greg and I have known each other forever. He is, very good old friend, and he wanted me to build a YouTube page for his business. He has people that he uses for his social media, but specifically none of them were involved with YouTube as much as I am. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I think if I take myself down, if I remove myself for a second, I'm going to lose sound, but you might be able to see it, Jen. Yeah, model. Nah, it didn't. You can't really see in the vertical live stream format, unfortunately. But anyways, so the exciting part to me is I'm building him a YouTube web page, YouTube page, and I'm going to be adding content for him and his business, and I'm going to feature that on my channel. A couple of things coming up. Jason, I asked Miguel already about coming on another live stream, doing a live stream together. Jason, I don't know if you've done any live streams before, but I'd love to have you on the channel also. I was going to ask Lillian too. So Lillian, who is sick today, unfortunately, I feel bad for her. She's been sick for like a week or longer. Lillian was going to come on. We're going to do a live stream together also. We were kind of brainstorming over for a while about doing a live stream together. Well, her channel is Russian language based, and my channel this. But the fun fact about Lillian, and hopefully she doesn't mind me sharing this, she grew up in Siberia in the Soviet Union and moved to the United States after that all changed geopolitically. She teaches the Russian language at a very high-end school. That's all I'll say about that. She can disclose, or some of you may know. I know Jen knows Lillian. So, yeah, I hope she feels better too. But Lillian was going to come on, and we were going to talk specifically about the old Soviet vehicles, specifically like the Lada and everything. And so there's a lot of things that I don't know, but I watch Garage 54, and that they're out of Russia, and they do all these crazy tests with old Ladas, and it's kind of fun and interesting. So I was hoping to have Lillian come on. I put the question out to Miguel if he wants to do another live together. We did one a few months back, which I had fun. Hopefully you did too. And I was going to ask Jason from Grease Belly Garage if you wanted to do a live stream together. But even Davidson's All Natural Gym, I don't know how we could. I don't know how we can incorporate wood and cars, but I'd be willing to do that too. But I don't know if there's a connection there. But I find, and I told Lillian this multiple times, that I find her information and the things like we've talked about on a personal level outside of, being on YouTube, I find life growing up and her story to be very fascinating, interesting, and I think everyone would find that. And we're trying to find a connection with our two channels. We have obviously a lot of mutual people that we know, and find that would be like $2,000 grant. So Miguel wants to claim a second win. So we'll give it. What's 2,000 pesos worth these days? Maybe we can do that. So we're going to change it up next time we do this. Something a little bit more fair. I think Miguel's a little too strong, and Jason had to dip out for a little bit, so we didn't get to answer all of them. But 2,000 pesos is $100. What is it? So pricing in Mexico is a lot of prices are very much less than in the United States, at least from what we've talked about in the past. So it's kind of interesting. Guy was telling me about the body work and some of the. He's got a friend that owns a shop and a lot of things. Dave said 53 points. That's awesome. Anyways, I appreciate everyone coming down and hanging out with us tonight. I'm going to do a few more live streams before the end of this competition that they're having in our, what would you call it, boot camp, live stream boot camp. They were promoting the vertical live stream. I did do the vertical live streams pretty early on. You guys were with me for some of them, and we had a lot of success. The algorithm or something seemed to change like mid-October. At least I felt. At least the numbers show that. And I've talked with other nonchalantly or inadvertently with different things. The auto line of YouTube channels have seemed to get hurt a little bit by it. I think Uncle Tony's Garage, Miguel, you would probably back me on this, because when I had posted that up, that I thought that the algorithm changed. He mentioned that he feels the big guys, the big names, and I'm seeing some of this in the mainstream media coming onto YouTube now, which we hadn't seen in the past. So he thinks that the big names coming into the YouTube thing after some of the big shows had hurt that. But Faye Hadley and I had some different chats on YouTube. I wish Faye would come on to do a live stream with me. But at any rate, she had mentioned something about her numbers in one of her lives or in one of her videos or shorts or whatever. And I mentioned to her that it's kind of a trend across YouTube. And I felt that it was like the mid-October is when it flipped. And then maybe cars aren't the thing right now. Maybe it's different algorithm. I'm seeing different stuff come on my feed. And she had commented back to that. She thought, it was her content, and I don't think so at all. Although her channel's still growing by leaps and bounds, which is awesome. That's good for her. And I see that the Motor Oil Geek, he's moving up too. I think he's at 170 or 190,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Lester, thanks for coming. Appreciate you being here. Hope you subscribe, and hopefully we can see you again. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, the after show. Share the screen and get your photo bigger. Oh, okay. I get you. StreamYard. So after show, let's find a way to share your stream. I can do that. I think the only thing. Thanks, Lester. I appreciate that. The only thing I need to send you that link is your email, and you can email. See if I can put up my. There's a private chat. David saw that. I used to have a banner here with my email here. Yeah, there you go. I put my email up. Thanks for that, Jen. Yeah, hitting the like button definitely helps. FunWithCars716@gmail.com. So if Dave send me that, I think I can send you an invite to this live stream and get you in here. And I'll do that, or figure out a way that we can do that together, because I would definitely like to try some different tricks and tips. We were talking a lot of tech, and I appreciate all that information you're giving me, because there's a lot of stuff that I could learn from the class that we're in, I guess we'd call it that. Well, there's some things I think they could do better with the class, but definitely. So if you send me an email, then I can, send you a link and then get you in here. Yeah, that Dale, you're absolutely correct that the lights in the chat going back and forth definitely helps drive the YouTube algorithm. There's some other things that can be done that I'm learning just now in this thing. All right, so I'll wait for that. I got that. And let me see if I can get you back in the chat. So I've never tried doing this live before. See if I can get. This will be fun. I'm going to try to do this while we're live on the air. Send in the link. See if I can get John in. And I think that if he gets the link, like I just emailed, after the show, I don't know if I end the stream, you can jump in this after. John, I've not. You don't have to join now, but I'm going to be ending now anyways. But Miguel, thanks for coming. He's going. I can say we can all chat and learn some stuff. I wonder if I could change. Can I change the look of this? Probably not. But anyways, thanks for all hanging out together. Jen, Dale, Dawson was here earlier. He had to go. Lester was here. We had Don't Die here. And I didn't catch your name, but thanks for coming up. I mentioned Dale, Miguel, John. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. I appreciate it. And I'm going to end the live stream. And John, I'm going to hang out here and wait to see if you get the. Oh, thanks, Dale. I appreciate you guys being here. More than anything, I think it's fun. Just a fun time to hang out and do something different, especially when it's cold out. And at least we're not plowing snow, right? Oh, you gotta start a new live. So then I gotta do one. Thanks, Jen. I did too. It's fun hanging out with everyone. Hopefully I can make some progress this weekend. Something. Oh, Jason was here too. Jason, thanks. He had to dip. I think he had a customer show up. So, all right. So I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to hang out, and John, I'll wait for your email and or see if you can get onto the screen, because I know when I sent the link both times to Miguel and when I sent it to Lake Speed, he was able to join me before I went live. So we were in the studio together talking. I could hear him, he could hear me, but we were not broadcasting. So, oh man, no fun. Dale with Cinder and Roads at 4:30 a.m. Ugh. Yeah, you guys don't use salt as much, I don't think. So, Miguel, we'll talk. I'd love to have you again if you want to do that. Okay, I just heard it join. Are you here, John? Okay, cool. So I'm going to end the stream. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week. We'll keep in touch. I'll see some of you tomorrow. And thank you.